2 weeks into the best FC26 RTG already. How you doing, everyone? It is me, Elasty here. Welcome to today's episode of the RTG Finger Point to the Sky. So, getting cracking on episode 14. Today, we have got a little bit of Gauntlet action going on. If you enjoy it, do me a favor. Hit me with a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, follow me on all my socials, the links are down below. I may sound and look a bit extra tired today as it was about a 3 a.m. get home from Bristol City away last night. So yeah, I'm going to be relying on coffee today, so that's the plan. I'm going to go through what was my first Gauntlet run from Monday night when it dropped, of course. And sorry if this video is a little bit shorter than normal. Trying to get a couple days ahead on the content is not the easiest thing when there's not that many SBCs and stuff out to sort of like fall back on. So yeah, apologies. But I'm going to show you my 3 Gauntlet teams. This is Gauntlet team number 1. Pepe obviously has received his upgrade. This is Gauntlet team number 2. Rodman, Mbuemo, Declan Rice, Rose Lavelle, and then this is Gauntlet team number 3. Messi, Philogene, Doué, Seeger. Like, what is the one thing you're noticing about my 3 Gauntlet squads? They've all got a little bit of something from my main team in each and every one of them. I think that might be the way to go. Anyway, we go into the very first game. Unfortunately, we get hit with the shadows. I've got a feeling the shadows on the stadium and stuff, they pop up when... Oh, it's when it's a daytime game, isn't it, I guess? Because Foot Champs is always that sort of nighttime, so you don't get any of the shadows. I don't know if this actually works if you turn the shadows off in-game, in the menus. Apparently, this still sort of shows up, doesn't it? Anyway, I actually go 1-0 up. Rashford scores for me, but my opponent had Victor Gyökeres, and... if anyone knows about Victor Gyökeres on FC26, he's a little bit of a beast. You could call him an enforcer, as that is a playstyle plus that he's got, which I think you can use and abuse pretty well. Anyway, Dani Olmo then knocks it through for Rashford to get his brace in the 62nd minute of the game. We're 2-1 up here. I'm looking for a perfect Gauntlet in my first run, you know. I have to say, Dani Olmo, he's not quite Messi in that cam spot, all right? That was the first thing that I really noticed. However, he did contribute, he did get a goal, and we did win our first game 3-1. Nice stuff. Of course, heading back to the club, we now can't use any of those players or any of the players that were on the bench for that one in the next game. So we've got to completely change it up. Well, I'm already prepared for this, you know. I've got my 3 squads ready, and we can head on into game number 2. However, look, it just sort of shows you, doesn't it? Little red circle next to everybody's name that featured in that last game, and you head on into your next one. And actually, when you end up putting your bench on, all of the players that can't fit in do have that little red circle on the top left corner. So it's quite easy if you're bronze benching like I was. To just like, well, the only reason I was bronze benching is to make sure I didn't put gold players in that were actually going to be in like my next squad, that sort of thing. Anyway, not the greatest start to game number 2. We go 1-0 down in 5 minutes, and I'm like, uh-oh, maybe we've matched a demon here. I think this is the Gauntlets. Like, if you set yourself up correctly, you give yourself the best chance, of course. But I think a lot of it is going to be down to like matchmaking. I'm not aware of what the matchmaking is. You know, is it based on your rivals' games? Is it completely and utterly random? If you win the first one, do you also play someone that won their first one in the second game? That sort of thing, I don't actually know. And it would be cool if anyone has got that info. Please don't forget to let me know down below in the comments. And whilst you're there, let me know, how did you get on in the first session of Gauntlets? Did you unlock Kudus? How many wins did you get? 1, 0, 1, 2, or 3? I'm very curious to know how our RTG community are getting on in Gauntlets mode. As you can see here, we've turned this game around. 3-2 up, loving life, and then Mbuemo knocks it in to Endo, into Rodman. Rodman, queen of course, ends up getting me the goal. We win 4-2. How unfortunate for Harv, who was my opponent there. Actually, a really even match, though, I have to say. GG's. We just managed to outscore, so that's good. I didn't really like Gabriel and Ake, though, so I think maybe a couple changes there for the next session of Gauntlets. And then we changed to the Philogene / Messi combo. I actually don't know which of my teams was the strongest and which was the weakest. However, into the game we go. Doué knocks it into Leo Messi. Messi gets wiped out in the box. That's a pen. Step up Ashraf Hakimi. Stick it in that bottom left corner, mate, and run off celebrating. That is 1-0. Great start. Perfect start, actually. Doué then knocks it into Messi, whose dribbling was definitely causing my opponent some problems. However, Doué just manages to get that ball back after the interception, smash it across the goalkeeper, will take the goal. Luckily for me, this third and final game here, my opponent's squad wasn't the strongest. I guess he'd maybe not got quite the stacked club that he'd hoped, or maybe didn't understand the first rules of Gauntlets, which is to spread your squads out evenly. So we end up actually taking a 3-0 rage quit win. Go on. And there you go. That's perfection right there. The ultimate Gauntlet, perfect. The FIFA RTG. Should probably change my gamer tag. It's not been FIFA for a couple of years. But yeah, what a great run for our first session in Gauntlets. And that can, of course, unlock us the grand prize of Mohamed Kudus. These objectives weren't tracking for some people. Luckily for me, they all track perfectly today. We get Kudus, we get Whip Pass Plus, we get a Cornerstones cosmetic Evo, and it actually gives you the Cornerstones chemistry boost, I believe. We also get a few packs from that. But yeah, here's Kudus' card. Actually not the greatest. So if you don't end up getting this card, I wouldn't worry too much. He's not got the amazing play styles, but of course does have great pace, great dribbling, and I'm sure will do a job. I just haven't given him a shot yet to see how he will get on in the team. You get a couple of sort of alright-ish packs for this. I definitely need to go in and play the next session of Gauntlets. I mean, it's 11 a.m. as I'm recording this for you guys, and the video goes up today. So I'd hoped that maybe I'd be able to play the session of Gauntlets and add it into this video, as it's a little bit of a short one. I do apologize for that, but yeah, I'll crack on, and you'll see the next couple of days worth of Gauntlets probably in the next video. I didn't realize this Caruso card looked quite so good. 87 dribbling. Not a bad one, you know. We get Iago Aspas as well. And then my double 82 pack, unfortunately, we don't see a walkout. We see a Arsenal women's player who has got 87 pace, 81 pass, and 82 dribbling. It's 85 rated forward. Not a bad one. I mean, if you're not going to get a walkout, you might as well get an 85. That's the next best thing. So, of course, we take that all day long and head on in to show you what you get. You can get Whip Pass Plus, which I wouldn't necessarily be putting on a particularly good player unless crossing meta becomes a thing. But this Cornerstones card design, I just think it looks cool. I'm a bit of a fan of the old Cornerstones design. I had two players in mind. Lionel Messi. He's tradable, though, so we would lose our coins for him. Or Jaden Philogene. We could turn him from a Team of the Week into a Cornerstones, but actually you keep that Team of the Week embellishment around the outside. I thought that looked quite good. What do you think? Do we go for Philogene? What happens, though, if there's some sort of objective requirement where you need a Team of the Week and I want to use him and he no longer counts as a Team of the Week? Would we be screwing ourselves over there? Not sure, but I do like the card design. It's looking pretty good. And let's face it, Philogene's going to get himself multiple informs over the next few weeks because he's just class. We do get ourselves was very expensive centre back. I don't know what he's at now. The market has obviously crashed overnight since they released those extra 2,000 FC points a little bit early, I think. People weren't expecting that. That has caused a bit of a market crash. And being in a position of power with all my coins in the bank, I might actually take advantage. I might pick up like Musiala or something like that, you know, a player that I'm curious and really wanting to use. we shall see. We'll see what I can muster up. But yeah, I just wanted to over the next couple of minutes, because it's a slightly shorter episode, basically go through my top tips for a perfect gauntlet. I know we've sort of just talked about the gameplay in that one rather than me giving you the tips, so now is that time. So the first thing I would say for you guys is don't underestimate the power of some of these not so great player SBCs. Some of these players will do you a great job in gauntlets, especially if you can link them, and it'll help you get a higher chemistry team and you're not using the low tier fodder. You know, put that low tier fodder that you were going to put in team 2 of Gauntlet into Nico Paz or something like that and get yourself pretty decent, you know, player that you can certainly use. Also, upgrade packs. If you've got spare like low rated gold fodder, stick it into that. Stick it into the 83 plus upgrade. You never know if you're going to get a walkout, someone that you can definitely use in a gauntlet squad. The next thing, I'll show you all 3 gauntlets teams. You'll notice that I am using the same formation. Oh, I got rid of Johnny Cardozo, by the way. So I don't know whether to play Shuameni at centre-back or CDM, but I need to fill in one extra gap there from the La Liga. I'm sure I can make that happen. But you're noticing that all my squads are the same formation. We're trying to make use of a similar playing style in each and every one of our games. You'll also notice that I've got full chemistry in all of my squads. Can't not be doing that, can we? You know, we want to get a full chem team. We want to get the same formation, the same tactics. That's the next part of it. You want to be playing your style, the same style that you play. Now, it turns out, I've seen a few TikToks and a few rumblings on Twitter. Apparently, I'm playing the most meta formation at the moment, and that makes me a meta rat. Sorry about that. Didn't really realise it. But yeah, apparently these double CDM. This is apparently like the 4-2-1-3 from last year, but with the left wing and right wing further back, so more defensive. I didn't really realise it, but apparently I'm being a little bit of a meta rat at the moment. So be it. So be it. Whatever we can do to win, I guess, without being too generic. But yeah, these are my custom tactics, by the way. Defender plus on the or defender on the centre backs, fullback defender my fullbacks. One of my DMs is a deep lying playmaker build up. The other one is a box crasher balanced. Both of my left wing, right wing, or whatever you left mid, right mid, inside forward, but just on the balanced mode. Shadow striker attack for your cam, and then advanced forward attack for your striker. That's what I would suggest. Now, once I back out of this little menu, you'll be able to see a little code in the top middle of the screen if you wanted to use my tactics. They might not suit you, I don't know, but they seem to be like pretty well-rounded for me at the moment. Pretty nice and compact, but offering the right attacking runs and stuff, which is exactly what I want to see. So back to the main squad then. As you can literally see, we've used multiple parts of this in 3 different squads. How many numbers? 3 different squads. I think every single one of these players gets used, and I think I have literally split it across 3 different teams. I think Chevalier, Seager, and Hakimi are in one. The La Liga boys are in another, and then Messi and De Paul are in the other. So I think splitting your team up like that is sort of the way to go. Yeah, keep your meta players from your packs. You know, I just ended up getting Maxence Lacroix. So he'll probably be going in over either Gabriel or Nathan Ake, depending on... Gabriel's an 88 rated. Do you think he's actually decent on this game? Because apparently Bruiser's not really working that well. Like, would Lacroix be literally better than an 88 rated Gabriel? And then we keep the slightly pacier Nathan Ake in the team. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Those are the sort of things I don't know. You know, does Gabriel, with really good at defending, like defensive positioning and stuff, does he play better than a Lacroix? Because Lacroix's got low defending compared to him. I don't know. Anyway, at this point, we are just sort of waffling. Apologies for the slightly shorter episode today. But like I said, been like 9 hours in the car going to and from Bristol City last night. So it was bit of a travel day, you might say. We got a 1-1 draw, though, away. That's not an easy place to go. It was a dodgy ref for both teams as well, so it wasn't the greatest of displays, but I'll take a point away from home. On to the derby next. We've got Norwich at the weekend, at home, up a town. Hopefully we can get the job done and finally beat the Norwich for the first time in sort of, I don't know, too many years. But my friends, we've come to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching today. If you've enjoyed it, hit me with a thumbs up. Hopefully my little tips for Gauntlet there might help you get a perfect Gauntlet. Subscribe as well if you're new. Follow me on socials. All the links are down below. Have a great rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Take it easy, and I will catch you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.